523, welcome to week 7. We have 2 more weeks left, this week and next week. And so just to let you know, discussion posts for week 6 are graded. I did receive your assignment number 4, and I will be working on grading that in the next day or two. So look for your grades to be updated in the next couple days, and we'll jump into week 7. For what you see and hear depends a good deal on where you are standing. That's C.S. Lewis from The Magician's Nephew. And really, a lot of these quotes, not that I intended them to, because I have quotes that I use somewhat frequently, really do point to design thinking. A lot of our perception, our intake, what we see, what we hear, depends on where we put ourselves. And same goes for our students. So, as an instructor, if we can create environments using design thinking and put our students in more successful situations, obviously they will be more successful. So if we put them in situations where they hear more academic language or they see mistakes being made and learning from those mistakes, they're going to be more successful as students. And so just a great quote from a great book that I think sometimes is overlooked from C.S. Lewis. This week is light on tasks. Really, there's only a discussion post, and everything is really pointing to your prototype project, which is due at the end of next week. And so I'll get into that. But we do look at some more online learning best practices about virtual learning. And so, we'll jump right into that. There are 2 different articles, strategies to improve participation in a virtual classroom. Right now, you may not have a virtual classroom, but you could moving forward. We never know what's happening with COVID-19. And it's just good to have in your back pocket for even those students that are absent a lot. So you just never know. So there's a lot of great tips in here. So there's 8: spiderweb discussion, check for understanding, flip your classroom, adapting pair share, show and tell, forums, critiquing peer work, moving brainstorming stations. So they're in, obviously, the article goes into more details about all that. And you could Google each of those and get videos on them. But just some things that work well online. The next article is interesting. Virtual instruction is here to stay. Even if you're a traditional classroom teacher, there's just going to be more and more opportunities for virtual instruction to happen. Once again, classes that we can't offer, or students that are migrant, or students with like home health hospice, better models for that. So a few tips and some data. It's interesting. Over COVID, 70% of people think it's much less effective. You being online students, you know that it can be effective just depending on how you do it, right? And so different ways that you can access students. So then it gets into the tips. You got to get comfortable being on camera. Pop up. You got to find ways to connect with those students. So what does that look like online? Different strategies to build collaboration, which is a harder one for sure. Hands-on learning. Be deliberate about how you use time. Virtual learning can definitely be a time suck. So knowing how to plan for that, when to use video conferencing on or cameras on and off, and then how you can adapt your curriculum. So it's a good article. Once again, don't forget to fill out the Padlet and take a look at comments from both classes. So really, like I said, the only assignment for this week is the discussion board post. You're going to provide a publicly viewable link to your assignment 4 completed during week 6. And so once again, anyone with the link can access. So you're going to post that. And once you do, don't forget that you still need to post comments on other people's links, which means you need to take a look at them. So you still have the 3 post requirement for the discussion post. So don't forget about that. And so, discussion post assignment number 5 is due at the end of next week. So let's take a look at assignment number 5. So you're going to finally build your solutions prototype, which is built off of your last 4 assignments. It's worth 60 points. And so create an initial solutions prototype to your defined problem articulated in assignment 2. So there's the hypothetical scenario. It's been the same. It's been the chemical spill the whole time. And so the things to remember, you have to connect it to your previous 4 assignments. It has to be done fully online. It can be async or synchronous or both. Include the limit of 5 school days of material created and contained by leveraging technology such as HyperDoc, Google Classroom. If you use Canvas or Schoology or any other LMS, that's fine as well. And any other tools that would be helpful, whether it's Zoom or Google Meet or anything like that. One formative and one summative assessment. So before we get into the rubric, you do have to submit it through Blackboard, but also create this. There's a form that you put your name and put the link right there, and you submit it through that form as well. So 2 ways you have to submit it, but let's pop into this rubric. So the first thing is connecting it to assignment 1 through 4. Obviously, you may have modified some of your assignments as you've gotten feedback, which is totally fine, but the big thing is clear and obvious connection to the previous assignments. That's the big thing, clear and obvious. If I have to look for the connection, that's not quite what we're looking for here. It's fully online format that can be distributed via a single link. So there's got to be a gateway point getting into that. It covers 5 days of classes. That's the hypothetical scenario. It leverages various technologies. There's some listed here. Once again, you can use lots and lots of different things, whatever is effective for you. And I would really encourage you to use something that you're currently using, and then includes both a formative and summative assessment, be capable of being accessed and completed online. So that's the rubric. Once again, this is due at the end of week 8, so you have 2 weeks to complete it. If you have any questions, reach out to me. And that is our week 7. Like I said, really the discussion post and then working towards the assignment 5 is it. I hope you all have a great week.